So I'm starting. This video shows is a quick demonstration of a script I made that gets you the highest scores on keyboard.com, which is a place where you learn how to type really fast. So why not type as fast as possible with code? That's what we were exploring when we did this, and this is the follow-up video to an article I wrote, a Medium article I wrote that is in the description. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Actually, I want to run the code. Oh no, not that. Is it control? No, it's not control. Okay, control. Yeah, exactly. Control backtick. And the npm start, I think. Nope, that's not it. Which one was it? What was the code? Main index. Oh yeah, there's no start script, so just say node index. So it runs this file. Code is being controlled by automated software. Let's go full screen on this baby. So it brings you here. I kill that and then start to type at the speed that I specify. Type, 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 type. 135 words per minute, 0 errors. Just like that. Very simple. So I'm going to walk through this code very quickly and show what exactly it is that I did to make this work. So step one, you use the Puppeteer. Puppeteer is a library by the folks that did Google Chrome that is essentially Google Chrome that you can control with code, with imperative commands such as these. So this is Puppeteer, the Puppeteer object I imported from the module that I downloaded. I use the launch function, which launches a browser instance with given arguments. The browser will be closed when the parent Node.js process is closed. Nice. Specify headless, whether to run the browser in headless mode or not, which means should I show you what I'm doing, or should I just run it in the background? And I said I want it to be shown by saying false. And the default viewport is null, so it defaults to what it is, 800 by 600 right here. Awesome. So after it launches, then the major challenge with this coding exercise is the asynchronous operations. That's what might like stump a new JavaScript developer. But I assure you that once you get into it, once you put in the hours into it and do a bunch of things over and over again, you will realize that things are simpler than they have ever been in this matter. So first of all, try catch block, a huge try catch block, which kind of sucks because if it errors out anywhere here, you wouldn't know where exactly it errored out because the catch is a catch-all for so many asynchronous operations. It could have failed at any point here, yeah? So you typically want to try to minimize the amount of points of failure you have within a try catch block to make sure you get more accurate error reporting. I noticed that in another project I was running where having too many async stuff within one try catch block is not the way to go. And someone that is more experienced should enlighten me. Perhaps there's something that one of those masters of code have discovered that might make what I just said to not be the truest statement there is. So try, first of all, assign a variable called page. And what this Puppeteer.launch returns is a browser object, and the browser object has a new page method that opens a new page, promise which resolves to a new page object. That's what that is. So create a new page, store it in a variable page. Then on that page, just like how you open a tab on Chrome, that's what this is essentially. Go to this website, keyboard.com, which is where I learned touch typing, and wait until, that's what this await will tell my code to not continue executing anything down here until this event fires, the DOM content loaded event fires, because it would error out if you started clicking around, which is what you do moving on. I said the page should also wait for 1 second, for 1 second. This is in milliseconds before it waits for this object that has this class to appear, which is that close button. Once it's visible, wait for it. Wait some more. The waits probably aren't necessary, but at least exposes the Puppeteer API for you to really see and understand what exactly it is that's going on. So I put a bunch of waits after each thing. Wait for this thing to appear, make sure it's visible, wait for the element to be present in the DOM and to be visible. That is to not have display none, or I'm just reading that out. I'm sure you can read that. So wait a bunch of times, then click, click that button, click that close button, click that, because it's the only button with this class Tor close. So click it, page.click. So when you want to click things with Puppeteer, it's on that page object that's returned when you call browser.new page. Wait for some time, then wait for the practice text input class to show. Click that as well to activate it. And I'm gonna show how this works by refreshing this page, for instance. Okay, so I'm here, right? Actually, no, I'd want to open this again. Yeah, so you see what exactly it is. Okay, it only allows one instance. So I'm gonna open this up here. I'm gonna close this up here. In fact, I'm gonna just go to regular Chrome and do this real quick. So KYBR. Just .com. Typing practice, etc., etc. Okay, so it welcomes you here, and it still has stuff stored in my local storage, which is why this keeps showing up. And I really don't feel like editing this video, so I'm gonna just use incognito, which is what I should have probably used from the get-go, just so this works like it should. So when you come to keyboard.com, this shows up, and this right here has that. And I guess this is also like a web scraping tutorial in a sense, because this is the entire procedure for things like web scraping. Usually you just find what class contains what it is you want, what interaction you want. So this is an SVG icon. You can see highlighted over here when I hover in the DevTools, that has a class Tor.close, an anchor tag with a class Tor.close. And anchor tags typically have on click events. Beautiful. Okay, so that's the button I want to click, and I'll click it manually here. Boom, see, it goes away. And that's what you want to do when the page loads with your automation script. And then before this can work, you need to click to activate, like this says right here. Click to activate, and boom, you see that? I clicked it and it activated, right? A drag registered as a click because I was actually trying to highlight that click to drag, but it is what it is. So I want to show that class what it is. My phone just rang. Phone just rang. I don't want to accept the call. Go away. One moment while I accept this call. Hello, DAK Alpha. Actually, 1 second. Give me a moment. Yo, what's up? How far?
Are you back? Are you in Abuja now?
Yes, I am. I'm back in Abuja.
You're at home?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I'll be coming to the house in a few minutes.
Why?
I want to see you for something.
Is it important? Is this like super important? Can you wait till tomorrow?
Yes. Yeah. I'm not even going to stay too long.
Alright, no worries. I'll see you.
Right.
Cool. Okay, so let's resume the gist. Resume this. Okay. So once you click that, it's not showing anymore. Incognito needs to re-incognito itself. X out of this, X out of the U, and Command Shift NU. Try it again. I want it to be vanilla. Yeah, exactly. So it shows me this. Then I inspect some elements. Okay, remember, I need to close this button over here. That has a Tor.close. I'm gonna X out of U. Then I want to figure out what class this has. Oh, there it is. There we go. Text input class right here. That's what we want to click to activate. And I believe that's what my code showed over there. Yeah, practice text input. So wait for that to show, wait for it to be visible, then click it, right? Just like I clicked it right here, and boom, it's activated. So now it's time to type. Some magic about to happen, all right? So the typing pane is activated. Just console the logs from me, my own understanding of what it is that's going on. And wait for 1 second. Wait for the text input item to be visible, and then I believe text input item, oh yeah, there it is, text input, right? And then what's this called, text input fragment, okay? And then under that we have text input item. Everything here is a text input item. It's a span that has a class of text input item, okay? Every single character. And that's what I wait for. I just wait for at least one of them to show up. I believe that's what this does, once you have many things with the same class. And I create a character array, which this is how you evaluate things on the page. It runs document.query select all within the context and passes it as a first argument to build function. I don't think I even fully rocked everything there before I started using it, which is like most things in programming. So wait for that. Wait for that to show up, or pull it out. Was that what I did? Yeah. So select this, and then it's contained in here. Then an arrow function map through the array of everything that had this class, which will end up being an array of all the characters, and return the inner text. So HTML lets you, for instance, pick this. Now your inspector assigns this to this temporary variable, $$0. So I say $0, I hit enter on my console, and I get, oh no, that's not what I wanna show you this, good man. I get this, a span that contains that, right? And if I instead of console.login, if I console.dir that same variable, so that I can see some of the properties, the object properties, like things, you would see the different properties of that HTML element. And when I go to, and shout out to Westboss for showing me how to do this, because I learned that console.dir thing from Westboss. Almost every HTML element has that inner text. What was it called? Was it inner text? Yeah, inner text property. I use destructuring here to pull it out there from the elements. So inner text HI, everything is alphabetical. Inner HTML, look at that, and it has the same T that is blinking right here. So inner text or inner HTML is a string that has a value T. So that's what I'm pulling, and I'm combining it into an array with a map. Yeah, with map, and whatever function you put here, whatever it returns, I believe, is what this promise that's here, this page.eval, sends over here, which is the character array. So I copy pasted this next piece of code that loops through this character array and calls a keyboard.press function. Yeah, I copy that code from this code burst article I'll put in the description as well. And basically it's an async for each, passes an array and the callback, and awaits each execution of the callback within the for each loop. So the for each loop doesn't just blaze past itself. It waits before the next loop, and the next loop, and the next loop, which is different from how a traditional for each works, which will just go ahead to run through everything without waiting for any asynchronous operations on its own. So I use the same thing here, async char. I call it type function. Okay. I feel, yes, I created a type function that passes in a character array and runs the async for each with that character array, whatever you pass in through it. And this is my callback, yeah, my async callback. I put async because I put await in there, so that's what you need to do for async and await to work in here as well. So page.keyboard.press, if you see this character, this weird character, like you see in the app, that's a space, this tiny thing, whatever it's called, over here, right here. It's not highlighting, yeah, right here. That's a space. So I just, to get that character, I didn't memorize any key code. I just Control C, Control V it in here. Then I press space when that happens, and I specify the delay. Go away. I should disable that. I do not like. I always say no to those things when they want to send me notifications, but I think that was like the very first one I ever got, and I said yes. Sigh. I literally sighed by saying sigh. Yay. So hold on, press space, add a delay of this, and this specifies the amount of keystrokes per second, really. If you do the math, the delay is 1000 divided by 14, 1000 milliseconds, or 1 second divided by 14. So 14 key presses per second, I believe, is what that comes down to. So await keyboard.press. If there is a space, then return X out of this this iteration of the for loop. Otherwise, press whatever character you see at the exact same delay. So I made the delays match. Kind of hard coded in. There are millions of ways to extend this to make it as generic as you want. Console.log, whatever it is you pressed. I did that for my own self. Again, no, I did not want to do that. I don't want to break my code. I want to show my thing so you see the different keys that were pressed, logged down here in the console. I'm gonna make you go away. I want to make you go away. Cool. And that's it. Once you're done running through everything, say you are done. Console.log done. Then I called my type function with the character array. Alright. And that's that about that. It worked. That's how I was able to do the thing I did. And now everything is copacetic. Sweet. So leave a comment, like, subscribe, recommend ways that this could be more exciting, more useful to you, and read the corresponding Medium article and provide claps. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye.